The heroes of the Lance have failed. Welcome to another Dragonlance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about the alternative timeline, Dragonlands. I would like to take a moment and thank the DL Saga members and invite you to consider becoming a member by visiting a link in the description below. You can even pick up Dragonlance gaming materials using my affiliate links. I'm referencing the Legends of the Twins source book for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. It's always fun to consider the what-if concepts of alternate timelines. Lucky for us, Dragonlance is riddled with possibilities and has used time travel so much, one has to question if there is an actual timeline or not. In this alternative timeline, titled Dragonlands, two monumental changes occurred which changed the course of history forever. First, when Sturm Brightblade confronted the Blue Dragon Highlord Kitiara Uth Matar on the High Clerist Tower's battlements, he was overcome by dragon fear. In his despair, he refused to foolishly throw away his life, as he watched Derek Crownguard do, and left. He didn't run like a coward, but he didn't stand and die either. This meant that the Knights of Solamnia did not unite under his memory and selfless act of sacrifice, and were not able to put aside their bickering. This caused the Whitestone Council to fall apart without Solamnic support. The second change is that Theros Ironfeld and the secret of the Dragonlances vanished. Together, these two acts led to the downfall of all of Ansalon under the boot of the Dragon Emperor Dulket Ariakas. The victory of the Dragonarmy is now known as the Dark Queen's War. The outcome of the Dragonarmy's winning meant that each Dragon Highlord serves as Governor General to their own region of Ansalon. Martial law rules throughout each city, but according to the laws of Krynn, the balance must be maintained, so the gods of good and neutrality must fight this imbalance. The real problem is that now with a foothold of power, standing up against the Dragon armies is suicide. As the Blue Dragon Army easily dispatched the disconnected Solamnic forces, now the Knights are rebel cells, bandits, and freedom fighters. Each cell operates independently, hiding their true identities. The elves are now trapped in their nightmare land, slowly going mad, and dwarves and minotaurs are enslaved. The timeline of events is as follows. From 332 to 340 Alt Cataclysm, the Dark Queen gathers her dragons and evil commanders. 337 AC, Naraka corrupts its neighbors drawn in by the Foundation Stone. 341 AC, Krynn, Blood, Kerr, and the Bloodsea Isles align with the dragon armies. 342 AC, Draconians are created from corrupting good dragon eggs. 343 to 347 AC, the dragon armies are trained. 346 AC, the Companions search for signs of the gods. 348 AC, the dragon armies invade Nordmar and Balafor. Sylvanesti brokers a deal for safety. 349 AC, Sylvanesti is betrayed and Lorak uses the dragon orb, becoming trapped. 350 AC, the dragon army controls most of eastern Ansalon, with minotaurs harrying the fleeing Sylvanesti. 351 AC, in spring, the Blue Dragon Army occupies Calaman, Hinterland, and Nightland. The Red Dragon Army runs strikes along the New Sea across the plains of Solamnia, forcing the Quillenesti to flee with the Sylvanesti. The heroes of the Lance rescue prisoners from Pax Tharkaz. 352 AC, the Whitestone Council convenes with the Dragon Orb from Icewall and Dragonlances from Southern Aragoth. In winter, the Blue Dragon Army besieges the High Clerist Tower. Sturm retreats, robbing anyone from using the dragon traps. Laurana tries to use the dragon orb and fails. She does summon the spirits of ancient dragons. The dragons defeat the Blue Dragon Army, allowing Sturm's forces to escape, but is unable to rescue Laurana, who is trapped, similarly as Lorak was. Kitiara loads her army into the Flying Citadels and passes the High Clerist's Tower toward Palanthas. The city surrenders without a fight. Sturm turns command of his soldiers to another cell and shatters his sword on the ground in defeat. Gilthanas, Dargent, and Symbol are discovered and sanctioned by Kitiara and slain. The good dragons remain oathbound and stay out of the war. With Solamnia mopped up by the Blue Dragon Army, it begins building massive naval vessels for its next offensive. The remaining companions meet at Yule in Solace. Elistan dies of disease without declaring a successor. Riverwind and Goldmoon are killed by Kreator. The blue crystal staff is captured and delivered to the Temple of Naraka. Laurana is driven mad by the Dragon Orb. Raceland disappears, never to be heard from again. Flint survives a stroke, partially paralyzed, and retires. Karaman and Tika wed, but Karaman is a drunk. Sturm returns a broken man. Tanis cannot forgive Sturm for the loss of Laurana and stays in Solace to look out for his friends. In 353 AC, the Blue Dragon army sails to the Isles of Ergoth and occupies them, killing Gunther Uth Wistan. The Black Dragon army conquers Goodland. The Green Dragon army conquers Sylvanesti and the Plains of Dust, while the White Dragon army controls southern Plains of Dust, Karalize, Enstar, Nostar, and southern Ergoth. The Red Dragon army betrays the Bloodsea Isles and occupies them. A resistance cell named the Infellows arises under a mysterious and unknown leader. By autumn, Lord Ariakas crowns himself Dragon Emperor. His son, Ariakan, is named his successor. The timeline ends in the here and now of 354 AC. Ansalon is wholly ruled by the dragon armies. The High Lords begin plotting against one another. The pockets of resistance, knightly circles, white and red robes, and Infellows cause constant trouble. Barum continues to evade the dragon armies. The races of Ansalon are enslaved. Kender, Gnomes, and Agar are killed on sight. Quolinesti and Sylvanesti are forced to live in the nightmare Sylvanesti forests. As you can see, this is a much darker campaign than even the Age of Despair. As there still are clerics, most are evil. The gods of good still want the populace to understand the lessons of the King Priest and only respond to those truly seeking aid. The High Clerist Tower is known as Dragon Death once again, as spirits of chromatic dragons under the Dark Queen's control fly around its towers protecting it. In the dark recesses of the tower, Laurana's song, a mournful melody of love and loss, can be heard. Despite the Red Dragon Army's attempts, the Tower of High Sorcery in Wayreth remains protected. Quolinesti is used for lumber. Theros Ironfeld resides in the monument to the Silver Dragon, forging Dragonlances. It's still hidden from the White Dragon Army. The Infellows operate out of an ancient ruined temple in the northern Karalize Mountains called Sanctuary. An ancient gold dragon's hoard lies in its dungeons. Kyan Bloodbane returned to Sylvanesti and watches over it. Elven freedom fighters use the Wild Runners to liberate the elves one at a time. The Temple of the Dragon Slayer, or the Temple of the Holy Orders of the Stars, stands as a location for those seeking the true faith of the gods of good. And that is all the time I have to talk about the alternative timeline, Dragonlands. What do you think of this alternative timeline? Would you ever play a campaign set in it? And finally, will Kitiara stand up to Ariakan if Ariakas ever dies? Leave a comment below. I would like to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. This all goes to help other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with Dragonlance Saga, and until next time, remember, time moves, and we are all standing still.